What's going on, fam? How's everybody doing today? Anybody? Zana, what's going on?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Is it Tinku?
Yep.
Awesome. Great to meet you. Did you guys bring some properties to underwrite today?
No, I'm just listening in.
Oh my goodness. That's all right. There
Just yeah,
is the
still
sweet, sweet.
still learning, struggling to kind of when I write to underwrite property, just not sure that I do it right or not. So I'm just listening in.
Nice. So struggling with the self-confidence
Yeah,
of
yeah,
your numbers.
yeah,
That's a great place to be. Because underwriting, right? Your numbers are what they are.
right.
And so the more you do it, the more you get to that understanding that, hey, I can sit here and adjust the numbers, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to change. So whoever's looking at the property is going to see very similar numbers to what you're seeing,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. All right, I might have to text Chai and see where he is. This is his Zoom. Let's see. More the referral program or white label. We'll have to wait for Chai for that because I'm not too sure. Um, I don't know if anyone else knows anything about that. Aaron, what's up, man?
Hey, Grady. How's it going?
Good. God, this Zoom's filled with beautiful people. I love it.
You running things today?
I have no clue. I just texted Chai and it's like, hey, I kind of took over your Zoom. I'm waiting for you to show up, man.
Perfect.
So
Let's do it.
here to learn. Love seeing how what was it? Yeah, man, everyone's showing up. I'll give him a call here in just a minute. So does anybody have any properties that we can bring to him as soon as he gets here and overwhelm Chai with properties? I think that's kind of impossible. But
What's up? How are you?
oh man, he's already here. Dang it. Welcome, brother.
Oh
Welcome to
man,
your
I
Zoom
had
I
a
took over.
long night. Last night I have one friend over from India. So we took him out and even I mean I just they had too much fun and I just sat there watching.
Perfect.
How are you guys? What's up? What's up?
Doing good. A lot of people are here to learn. And
Maria Tinku. Hey B,
so
how are you? Hey,
Hey, hey, Chad. Good morning.
how are you?
B will be here in like 5 minutes. She'll
Oh
be right
yeah.
back.
What's up? So, Jada is going to be in and out today. She is just settling in Houston. She just,
woohoo.
I don't know if you all know, she moved to Houston. Amy, what's up? So, do you all know Amy? Who doesn't know Amy? I want to ask you guys.
I
If you
have to see
don't
her
know
face.
who Amy is I mean, Amy is a badass before anything else. Amy, can you hear me?
I can't.
Hey, Shashwat, how are you? Bro, you don't, I mean, this power hour is, you need to start learning basics. Shashwat. We'll talk about that later.
हाँ हाय भैया कैसे हैं?
Good. Okay, Amy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm so sorry. I was having some.
Oh no problem. So Amy is in Austin market, and she is also going to be joining us as part of our DSCR brokerage, and she's a social butterfly. She's part of. I mean, she is at every meetup at the same time, almost. So she's awesome, and she can help you with a lot of things. She is also going to be a DSCR loan officer along with assisting us here, and she's going to basically build a team of loan officers. She's an experienced loan officer. She's coming from another brokerage, so we are very, very grateful to have her. So if you guys, I mean, Jada is already amazing. I know you are already working with Jada, some of you, but Amy is in different market. If you need another perspective, she's also someone you can connect with, learn from. uh, just wanted to introduce her real quick. And yeah, I mean, Jada is probably going to be in and out today. So if we can get started, if you guys have a deal. Aaron, very nice to meet you again, you and your family. Amazing that you are introducing your family to real estate. I mean, especially your daughters so early on. That was awesome
Yeah.
to see. I mean, so
They
I
had a
have,
great time. They
we
took a
have,
lot away from it.
oh yeah. So we have couple like 17, 18-year-olds. Hey B, how are you? So we have,
Hey,
how are
really
you?
quick. I don't have a keyboard, so I can't type right now. I got to go buy one today.
Oh my
It
God.
just went out.
No worries. How can we help you?
Nothing. I want to join in. I wanted to see what you guys lovely people are up to and see if any value I can add to anyone's deals.
Oh, 100%. I mean, so you are a TC, am I right?
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Mm, I, I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second.
So Amy, how big a team are you planning on building?
Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Sorry about that.
I made the introduction. I don't know if you heard me.
I'm so sorry. So guys, I just got done with the gym. I'm using the gym's Wi-Fi. So it was having a hard time connecting me. It was telling me, no, you need to keep working out, but I want to be focused on you guys. Yeah, so what I like to do when I build a team is I like to start small. I like to, that way I can give each individual person attention because everyone grows differently. And I'm a big believer that you can grow too fast, too soon. And especially when you're building the foundation with your team. So the long story is I don't know how big of a team I'm going to have yet, but I would like to start with a couple, one or two people first, feel really confident, see what people's skill sets are. I have a background actually in instructing. I've taught martial arts for over 14 years. And
Don't mess with her, for
what I
sure.
learned with working with so many different kids is kids will teach you a lot about humans in general. And what I learned is everyone just thrives differently. And when you're building that foundation, if you're able to give people the time and attention to really help them thrive, you'd be amazed on the growth you see. So that's the long answer. Hope that answers it for you.
Absolutely. So what Amy is basically saying is so we have Amy join us as part of our brokerage, and she's going to build a team while Jada and I do other activities, because I mean it takes a lot of people to build a successful brokerage. Of course, there is a lot of knowledge and new lenders that we are onboarding. So if you or anybody you know is looking to become or is interested in working with us as a loan officer, get in touch with Amy. She will be starting the training calls. She will be doing her thing. She comes from another brokerage with a lot of experience. She's worked with a ton of lenders. We are super grateful to have her. So please connect with her. If you know anybody who is interested in building their lending business, and I mean lending business. So here is a small vision I would like to share with you. So I'm already a direct lender in Texas. And I'm so sorry to get into this brokerage related topic, but if you guys have a deal, please go ahead and email it to my email and we can get into it. Grady, is that a deal? Are we going to look at later? I mean, we are going to look at later.
Yeah, so it is. It's something that we're
Okay.
in discussion with on the sellers and the
Oh,
agent.
fantastic. Okay, so let's look at it right after this. So I just want to say this to everyone that we are I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought, but I think I was talking about anybody join. Yeah. So if you are interested in building your lending business, we are a very different brokerage compared to many other brokerages out there. I mean, there is hundreds, if not thousands of brokerages out there. Okay. The market is huge. And the way the market dropped last week is an indication that the real estate is going to take off like never before. This is, I mean, is as much as, I mean, I hate to see the market drop because they were having hard time stabilizing the market with higher interest rates. And now that market dropped, interest rates have dropped with it. And because interest rates dropped, everybody is going to flock to buy real estate. That means if you are already a lender, you are in the right spot to take advantage of that. Okay. What happens to market may or may not be as good, but as a lender, you have the least liability of any people. Okay. Even though your actual money is on the line. Okay. As a broker, you don't put your own money on the line or your brokerage's funds on the line. You are working with our partner lenders that we are a broker with. We have a broker relationship with. And basically they are the ones holding the note. We are originating the note. So your job is to bring a person that is requiring a loan either for hard money or either for fix and flip or a refinance into a long-term loan. So what that means, I mean, hard money loan or DSCR long-term loan or short-term or long-term, whatever you call it. So you need to maintain that relationship and we will walk them through all the way through to closing. And we have a transaction coordinator in place. We are going to talk about that. Okay. As we grow, we need more TCs on board. Do you have any experience working with DSCR loans?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. In fact, Jada and I had a talk to with
you did
my team
already.
member
Okay.
Jay. So
Okay. That's awesome. Hey,
yeah.
Zana, I didn't see you there. What's up,
And,
Zana?
and B, I think you're in the Austin market too, aren't you?
I am.
What? How have we not met each other yet? Okay.
I don't know. We keep missing each other.
Cute. By the way, guys, and sorry to cut you off, Chai, but I
No
did
worries.
drop my contact info in the chat. It's my cell phone number and email. Feel free to call, text, email. Let's schedule a call and let's see how we can help you grow your
Amy?
business.
Amy, what's your Instagram?
Instagram is
Okay,
Amy English
I'm just gonna
Invests.
share it with everyone's right here.
And guys, heads up, I transitioned from taking only pictures of my dogs on Instagram to actually posting about my own life. So you see a lot of dog photos. That's what happened.
Yeah, but I just want to tell you why we got into lending business and why you should too. is because lending business can dominate regardless of the markets, especially when markets are volatile like this. Lending dominates more than ever. Okay. So if you want to learn more, I'm happy to have a private conversation if you're interested. And we are, again, like Amy said, we are going to build a small team right now. We are not looking to build a massive 100 people team. We want basically a few people who are killers, who are super dialed in this business, and are able to bring volume. So connect with us for that, and we are happy to work with you. So, okay, with that being said, let's turn to underwriting, which is what you are here for. Okay, so I'm just gonna share everyone's Instagram here. I hope you give it a follow for all of us. Okay, so I got Chai. So Prakash is my business partner. Well, I'll share his later. Amy. And Jada. All right. So this is our Instagram. That's the best place to connect with us. There is, I mean, we also share relevant content that makes sense in terms of investment. So join, enjoy, connect with us, and let's talk underwriting. Okay. Let's see the deal. Okay, Grady. This is Colorado, Denver, Redfin. Okay, let me see. I'm going to share my screen right here. Awesome. Okay, there's snow and everything. Okay, what are we looking at? You want to give us a quick
Yeah,
overview?
we're looking at this property to do more of a pad split option with. We got a connection with Denver Children's Hospital and a couple other ones that will put people in, but there's a garage on the backside that
Okay.
we can get approval to do a ADU on there as
Okay.
well.
So this is already a 4,100 square foot house. Am I right?
Correct. It's
Oh
set
my
up as a duplex currently.
Got you. Okay. So I just met with a guy from Ohio at Squad Up Summit. Okay, how many of you were at Squad Up Summit? Type 1 in the chat if you can. Hey, Joanna, how are you? I know, I mean, Amy was there, Eric Grady was there. I know Zana was there. Zana is quiet today. What's up, Zana? Ajita, you were there? I don't know. Arman met us at the meetup. Okay. Awesome. And of course, Erin was there too. Yes, awesome. Okay.
And how many
So,
beds and baths? I'm sorry, Chai.
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, how many beds and baths are there on this property currently?
Right-
And how many
right
do you plan on
now-
putting in?
It's 7-7, and I'm having a contractor walk the garage to see if we can get 3 back there, but I'm thinking 2-1 in the
This is the garage. Yeah, I
the
think it's 2.
Okay.
I mean, it's the 2-car garage. So I'm pretty sure
Okay.
you're going to get 2.
So converting the
there's
garage and then adding an ADU?
yep.
Trying to see where that garage is. Is it here?
So if you scroll up just a little bit,
No, I see this garage, but I don't know where it's located.
you see the picture right below, back behind that fence.
Is
Just
this it?
behind, that's it right there.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And
Okay.
so there's another back road that you can access that garage at too.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. So what I was trying to get to when I mentioned Squad Up Summit is I met this gentleman called Eric Eric Richards. He's probably going to join us on a regular basis because we are also talking some sort of partnership in Ohio. Okay. So the first sentence he said that attracted me into that conversation. I mean, I wasn't even there. He was like in the background talking to someone else. And he said something that really turned me around, and I literally got involved in that conversation. And that's how we are. I mean, we are already talking about a potential partnership. Is he said, I don't buy anything unless I have 3 exit strategies. That's the guy I want to work with. Okay. Because again, it's Ohio and there is just, I mean, this is not apples to apples comparison. The exit strategies they have may not be available in Denver, but we got to make do and get creative. That's why we are here. Okay. So I just want to leave you with that one thought about exit strategies today. Okay. So keep that in mind when you have that one. I mean, I always wondered, and I'm trying to build my underwriting program, and one of the things I'm literally stuck on is how do I tell someone, or rather, I mean, I always talk about level 1, 2, 3 underwriting. Okay, level 1 is supposed to be like a 5-second underwriting rule. Okay, how do you know quickly if you have all the information? How do you know this might be a good deal? Okay. So that perspective really gave me a lot of ideas. I mean, I'm going to build on that. But remember, every time you buy something, if there are 3 exit strategies that property can have, there is I mean, it's very unlikely that you're gonna lose money on that deal. Okay, you may not make money, but losing money can set you back a lot of years, believe me. So with that being said, let's go back into this one. So this is a 7-bedroom property already, right? Okay,
Correct.
7-bedroom and 7-bathroom, which is huge because there is 1 bathroom per bedroom, which is a big deal for pad split. Okay, pad split allows 1 bathroom to be shared for up to 3 bedrooms. So that's a good thing. So 7 bedrooms already there. This is not including living room. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay. So let's see on the map where we are. Oh, wow. This is very central. That's awesome. So I'm sure there is very high demand in this area. Is that right, Grady?
Yes.
So I'm going to share one more cool thing with you guys today. Hopefully I have to check if I can find it. So 80211.
And quick question too. So I do co-living as well, and I do a lot of co-living loans. Are you planning on buying this with a hard money loan and doing kind of a burst strategy, or how are you deciding your financing strategy on this one?
So we're looking at, bringing in a private money partner
Okay.
and a DSCR loan, or a hard money loan and refinancing out after. So we're in conversation with the seller and agent, and the seller heard about what we're doing and reached out to me and is really open to working with us on terms or purchase price.
Okay, perfect. And then have you done that strategy before where you've done a BRRRR method using a co-living?
I have not with a co-living.
Okay. So a couple things to think about. So I own co-living houses in Austin, Texas, and San Marcos. And I do a lot of DSCR as well as I've done, hard money. One thing a lot of people can risk, just something to think about when you're going into the strategy to set you up for the best outcome, is DSCRs are highly reliant upon the asset, and therefore appraisal is super important. Some DSCRs are very strict on them, some are flexible. What I encourage a lot of my pad splitters to do is when you're doing the hard money, the BRRRR method, and moving over to DSCR, run your comps for the highest ARV for the highest beds and baths in the area. Try to stay within 1 mile or maybe a little less, just to be conservative on the underwriting, and build up to the highest ARV for the most beds and baths in the area. And then when you do a refinance, hopefully you've added enough value or forced enough appreciation where you can do a cash out refinance into that DSCR. And then once you're into that DSCR, use some of that cash to finish the rest of your rooms. So that's another method to do it, because sometimes what happens with some of my pad splitters is they do that BRRRR method for a co-living, and then they didn't put in consideration that there's no other houses in the area with that many beds and baths that they converted it to. So there's no comps. And so their ARV comes back much lower than they expected. And sometimes they still have to bring capital to closing. So just something to consider when you're looking at your funding strategy on it. Hopefully that's helpful.
So Amy, a great point. I have one question on that topic. Okay. So, and this is what a lot of people at Squad ask me. And I'm sure you probably already know the question, but I'll ask anyways. So the question is, and that a lot of you guys might be wondering, that how do I get a DSCR loan using pad split numbers? Is there any answer?
Yeah, so it comes down to,
do we have any lenders that will use pad split numbers, or do we have to go off of short-term rental numbers?
So far, I have not met a DSCR lender that goes off of this yet. I do believe some people are becoming more open to that type of strategy. But typically what I say is, so underwriters are pure numbers, right? They're taught how to underwrite in a specific way. It took a little while for some underwriters to even look at short-term rental comps. Now they're able to do short-term rental comps and long-term rental comps. So that's typically what I've seen. And so the best thing to look at is, as long as it debt services, then you're good. As long as you're a 1.0, then you're good. And so there is a risk with both. If you have a higher short-term rental comp, wonderful, but most short-term rental DSCRs will cut your leverage, and so they will only go up to a 75% LTV. Depending on what you care most about will depend on which strategy to use.
No, this was awesome. I want you all to literally rewind this portion, what Amy just said, and listen to it again. How many of you are confused? I know that this was very high level stuff, what Amy just said. If you are confused, ask now. I want to make sure everybody understands what she's talking about. If there is any chance that you will be buying a pad split property yourself, or you will be assisting someone, like B is a transaction coordinator. She works with a ton of different investors who focus on different strategies. So TC job is actually very hard, because they need to learn every one of those strategies in order to help those people effectively. So if you, no matter who you are and what you're doing, if there is a chance that you are going to need to learn about pad split strategy, please ask questions now. This is a great property, and we are talking about how to secure a long-term loan on a property like this. And we are going to look at a couple different ideas. Thank you so much, Grady, by the way, for bringing this. This is great. I mean, this property clearly qualifies. It's in this area that I'm looking at. I'm going to show you the map one more time. And
there's a lot of value add opportunity for this property too, in so many different ways.
So there is no property right here. This is 231, and this one's going for 300. So I'm just going to assume this is going to go for 250, somewhere in between. I'm pretty sure eventually it will go for 300, but let's just call it 250 for now. Okay, let's say
right now on pad split, it's showing that private bathrooms in that zip code
you're right,
for 330 per room.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I forgot about that. Okay. So 300, we'll just go conservative on this number. Okay. So now let's circle back on the loan part later. Let's talk about this property real quick. we have 7 bedrooms and we have a garage and then we have 2 living rooms. Are those already converted or this is not including living rooms? Grady,
Apologies, what
are
was
you
that
there, Grady?
question? Yep. Hello? Can you hear me?
Am I frozen? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry, my internet's just acting up crazy last few days. Grady, I was gonna ask you, are these 7 bedrooms including the living room or this is not including the living room?
Not including the living room.
Okay, so you are comfortably adding at least 4 more bedrooms here.
Well, the living room is pretty small. I don't think we could add another bedroom there. So that the building is, from looking at the layout and my partner walking it seems there's, potential to maybe add 2 bedrooms total
Okay,
just in the building. Other than that, it's very,
so 2 more bedrooms in the building and 2 more in the garage, correct?
correct.
4 more. So you're talking 11 bedrooms. Okay, so just rough calculation. 11 bedrooms times 300 is 3,300 per week times 4. So that's 13,200 rent per month. Okay, let's give it a haircut of 10%. So 90% of that for vacancy. And then you're going to pay pad split 10% of that. So another 90% of the 90%. So you are going to net in hand 10, that's gross rents. You're going to net in hand from pad split 10,692 minus you're going to pay utilities for this property. I'm going to assume utilities to be around 600 to 700 per month.
Perfect. 600 or 630, I think, is what we've got.
Yeah, let's go with 700. Okay, 700 in utilities minus 700-800 in maintenance. Okay, so this is a potential net in hand. Okay, so let's shave off that last 192. Let's call it 9,000 even. Okay, so 9,000 is still, so this is what you guys need to start remembering. Hey Alex, how are you, man? Long time no see. So 9,000 for a property that is 850,000 worth on market. What does that tell you guys? Can anybody tell me for quick math or quick underwriting, what does that number tell you? 9,000 in hand. This is before mortgage payment, obviously, but this is after vacancy, after maintenance, after pad split, after everything. So that's more than 1% of the property value. Okay. Remember the 1% rule. 1% rule is actually based on a number before maintenance and before vacancy. So, and 1% rule is not something you use for a deep dive underwriting. A lot of investors use 1% rule as a generic, oh, this looks interesting. It's not something, oh, I need to buy this right now. It's just, okay, it's interesting. Let me see more. Okay. So when you see that kind of number, so remember the 1% rule and remember the 3 exit strategies. Okay. So 3 exit strategies is amazing. Okay. It may not be applicable in this case because we are talking about a market that is very high value market. When you are in Ohio, houses cost 30, 40, 50, maybe 100,000. Denver, we are talking about 8 times that. Okay. So getting a property with 3 exit strategies is going to be hard. but having that in the back of your mind will help you in general. Okay, I don't have three exit strategies, so how do I mitigate my risk? That's how you think. So that being said, so 9100, I mean 9200 or 9000, let's call it. So 9000 is your net in hand. Now if I go to the mortgage calculator, $850,000. Is this a market value of this property, by the way, Grady?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking at right now we're working to talk him down to around 790.
Okay. So this looks like a pretty old property, like 40s house. I'm guessing. What year is
I want to
this?
say it was 50.
Oh, no. It's a lot. It's 1895. Okay. So it's a lot older. So that means it's possible, and I can tell, I mean, all this hardy siding is all new, windows are all new. So make sure you get it inspected. There is nothing wrong with buying older properties. In fact, they add this awesome, like it adds a different feel for your clients. But yeah, make sure everything is done and there are no skeletons in the closet, basically. So as long as that we are good with that, let's go back to this. Let's call it a 25% down payment, which is going to be quite a bit. 6.48 interest rate. I'm just going to call it 7, 30 years. What might be the property tax on this? Can we figure that out? Or do you already know?
Let me look. I asked for the information and I don't think I've gotten that yet. I asked for a T12 and then the information on taxes. And he hasn't gotten that back to me yet.
Okay. Okay, so this is a decent estimate here. 472 and insurance 400. So I think they've already calculated this based on some number. Okay, 20% down. We can change that to 25. We are going to call it 7% here.
Why 25% down?
Because not all the DSCR lenders are going to give you 80%. And for you to get 80%, the DSCR ratio might not work out. So that's why I'm just being conservative there.
What do you guys look for on a DSCR ratio? 1.3
I
or
mean, I
better?
would, yeah, 1.0 is great. So that's where I'm going next. So what I want to check is what the market rents are in this area. So doing the ADU, is it very common in Denver market like California?
It's fairly common for
I mean,
investors to put an
the
ADU.
city doesn't cause any issues with that, do they?
From because this would be my first ADU in Denver. And so I've reached out to a few people that have gone through it and they said that, you know, on average, give yourself 6 months for the ADU permitting process and to finish your repairs
How
after
many, sorry, you said how many months?
6 months.
6 months, okay.
So we'd be looking, to be conservative and just say 8 months just in case something happens with the permitting process.
Okay, so let's see this.
Which means that it'll be 8 months until we can see, a potential income from those two other bedrooms.
Got you. Okay, so this is one of the units in this area. The rent estimate alone is $3,070. Oh my God, this is amazing. So it's a duplex and you can already rent the two sides for over $6,000 based on what it looks like. And obviously you're trying to push it to 9,000. So here is one thing that I want to warn you guys with pad split. Okay. I have an apartment complex of 24 units. I'm trying to convert that to pad split. And after running the numbers and taking some extra contingencies and running a conservative scenario, we found out that it may not be the right fit for pad split. I mean, it's not going to make a ton of extra money. So in this case, okay, I want to emphasize this one more time, that if you make 3,100 or closer to that rent for each side, and then you make another couple thousand for the ADU once you're done, you're already at 9,000. Okay. Sure. I mean, our 9,000 number came after deducting the maintenance and vacancy. This is before that. But this managing 3 tenants versus 11 tenants, there is a huge difference. Okay. So the advantage may not be as significant as you might think, depending on the market. Okay. Because your rents are already pretty decent in this market. Excuse me. So as long as you know that, because you're going to spend a lot of money to convert some areas into different rooms, and that property is going to become very specific to pad split after you do that. So before you go all in to pad split, because in order for you to convert that property back to normal looking property, there is cost. So it's not automatic that you can't just remove walls. You need people, you need to spend money. They need to clean that up, maybe change your flooring to convert it back to a normal property.
And so I don't know if you saw, but we're looking at if we're adding in rooms on that, not on the ADU, but in the duplex, the removable walls, the cubicle living
Mhm.
walls, to make that process easier to
Oh,
convert it
nice.
back to how it was.
So what I would do is maybe going in, I would rent those 2 units right away. Okay.
Okay.
And then I will work on the ADU for 6 months and then put pad split tenants in the ADU first. Okay. Maybe put a bathroom there and make that ADU pad split worthy. That's what I would do. That way
Okay.
you have a cash flow coming in that's servicing your note. Because guess what? 3,000 plus 3,000, your monthly payment is, what was that? 5,000. So it's perfect. That's including everything. So you're gonna break even, and that's gonna feel lot less stressful. Okay. Because you don't have to make like payments out of pocket. Okay. So if someone's interested, if you find a PML to work with you on this, so I think we should spend some time on this and build a proper underwriting packet if you decide to go forward with it, considering all these contingencies. Okay.
Yep.
I think, do we have any other deals to look at today? Anybody sent anything else? I just want to make sure we don't spend all our time on one deal, because I can build something and send it to you, Grady, later on. Okay, I don't see other deals. Anybody has any deals, please drop them in the chat. I'm happy to look at them. I want to make sure I take care of all of you guys. Okay, but while there is no other deals, I'm happy to build something for you.
So we have to just bring those deals, like those are under contract, or we can bring any deals, like what we are
Only those
trying to.
that you can bring any deals, but there has to be a serious interest in buying.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna build this. So feel free to ask any question while I'm building this out. So what I'm doing is I'm just building all the numbers in here. So the purchase price is 850,000, 25% down payment. Loan amount is the difference of the two, 637.5. Monthly payment, there is a formula we use called PMT. I don't know, it drops negative value, so you have to multiply that by -1 for some reason. Property taxes, I think we saw on Redfin 474 and 397 is insurance. Okay, 424 times 12. Okay, we just got monthly. $397 total monthly payment is okay. So income is rent will be 11 rooms times 300 times 4. Okay, vacancy. Okay, that's expense. %. Pad split fees. So they are 8%, but we are going with 10% because they also take first 10 days of rent. Okay.
Correct.
So I'm gonna go off of this minus vacancy times 0.1. Oh, sorry. 0.1. Okay. So maintenance. I will just go with 5% of the gross. Percent of gross. Utilities. About 700. I'm just gonna go with 7 just to be safe. Okay. Okay. So in this case, we don't have utilities. We don't have power split fees. We have vacancy. The rents are going to be 3,000. Okay, let's just go with 350 times 2 plus 2,000 for the back one. Is that right, Grady?
Yeah, that's close because one of them's a four bed unit.
Oh,
And
so it
so
must go
it's
higher.
like 3,500, I think.
So this one is 3. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, it's actually even better.
So you could just add 500 to.
Yeah. So vacancy 10%, maintenance 7%, utilities nothing. What else are we missing? I think that's about it, right?
Vacancy, pad split, maintenance, utilities. Taxes. Oh, you already have that. Never mind.
Yeah. It can all be added.
I'm sorry, do you include closing costs and things of that nature in this,
Yeah,
Under-
that'll go in this part. Yes, good point. Thank you so much for that. We can add closing cost here.
Is there no any HOAs in case of this
Do we
pad
have
splits?
HOA, Grady?
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's downtown area. So
Yeah,
closing cost will be around 2%. I'm gonna go with 5% because I want to also include the loan closing cost in this.
okay.
Okay. So total out of pocket is this plus that.
Got a question.
Yes.
Any management fee included in that?
So pad split is management. You are only sending people for maintenance.
Right.
Okay. So you won't be occupying any of those rooms, correct?
I
Correct.
will not.
I mean, he won't be. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'll be in Alaska when all this is worked out. So it'll be hard to live there too.
Will they decorate that property in the structure of pad split or for co-living?
Sorry.
Like there would be some rehab or renovations required while converting a property into pad split or co-living type of.
So there will be renovations for the ADU, which is like another dwelling unit that we're adding to the property. But like Chai was talking about earlier, we'll get the 2 units rented out and start on the process of the ADU so that because it'll be about 6 to 8 months before we see an income to that from that ADU. Do you include holding costs in this as well when you underwrite, Chai?
Yes, we will get to that later. Let's just run a plain.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's just do holding. So I'm gonna do holding cost basically of $2,000 for 6 months on this one. Okay, and then here, and then plus 3,200 times 3 months or 2 months. You should be able to rent it within 2 months, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have a question about the holding costs.
Yeah.
Why are we including holding costs if we're gonna rent it right away? I don't.
I mean, I'm just being conservative since we brought it up.
Okay.
It may take 1 or 2 months to rent something in general.
Okay. Thank you.
No, of course. And then on pad split side, it may take up to 3 to 4 months. I mean, you need to talk to your pad split rep. And we will. So over here, I think your payments going to be made using. So we don't even need to add this, okay? Because this is not, you're not making cash flow, but you don't take holding cost expense because you're not making cash flow. Okay. If you need to come out of pocket for any contingencies or any maintenance, then yes. I think once you rent the first 2 units, your mortgage payment is going to be covered and your maintenance is going to be covered. Okay, because your mortgage payment is what, 5,000 and you're gonna make or over 6,400. So that's going to take care, like property will start paying for itself with that. But now you will not make cash flow, so we can't take holding cost for that. Okay.
Yeah. And
But
right
with
now,
pad split, it may take 3 months or so. So I'll just go with 30. I mean,
I
go
talked to
with
the pad split rep on this one, and he said within 2 months, he's highly confident we could have it above 90% booking.
Okay. Okay, so let's call it 2 months of that here, and I'm gonna do the same thing here. 2 months of payments, contingency. That's plenty. Okay. So our cash on cash return is gonna look something like this minus your monthly payment. So this looks all cool and sexy, but this is where the real numbers come into play. So now this one times 12 divided by total out of pocket. Oh my God, this is like, this is underwriting really well, numbers wise. So both ways. So now there is a potential. So this one, this is my strategy. Okay. I will not go with this one because I want less headache and I want to buy more properties if I can. But now my investor who comes in here or here, may want to dictate how and where they want to take this. Okay. So they may want that extra 10%, which I don't blame them. And not only is that the right number, it is possible that Grady can get up to 315, considering some are private, some are not. Am I right, Grady?
Correct.
It may jump over 20%, which is huge. Okay. And these numbers will keep on growing over time. So I feel like there is this is a great one, by the way. Why, is there no way to find this type of property wholesale?
This is actually, the wholesaler connected me with the seller because the seller found out what we're doing by the wholesaler. But there's
Oh.
no wholesale fee right now added to it because he doesn't want to take anything from his friend.
Got it.
So
Okay, so this is your spreadsheet for your investors. So this is what you want to show them. Hey, these are the two options. So I have both exit strategies. Even traditionally, it works just fine, but I'm gonna make it better. And I'm gonna
I'm sorry,
go.
one question about the for the past split option, do you need to include the amenities that you want to put it in? Let's say like beds and things like that.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you for that. See, you guys are better underwriters than me.
We're here to collaborate each other.
Thank you so much, man. So furniture is not a huge cost for pad split. You can get away with 1,000 to 1,200 per bedroom furniture. So you don't need to buy a lot of furniture, honestly. So you have two kitchens, right? One on each side, which is also huge because they don't all have to share one kitchen, which is a big deal. So I'm just gonna add, there is 0 here, but I'm gonna add maybe $1,000 because if you buy it in bulk, I'm sure you can find it a better deal. So this will go up slightly.
Would you not include the wholesaler's fee in there as well?
I
there
don't
is
know
no
if
fee
there
right
is.
now.
That's up in the air for now, sounds like.
And so I'll find out this weekend or Monday how low the seller will drop the price for us.
Okay.
Because he's open to bringing it down. And so there's a potential that that might help the deal out as well.
Okay. Let me take a video of this real quick. Awesome. So yeah, I mean, this is a great deal. Thank you for bringing it to us. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people got a lot of value from just walking you through your strategy. But yeah.
No, thank you. Thank you for
So
taking the time for this.
all
Appreciate
I
it.
really want out of this is I want you all to share anything you guys are learning, anything, why you think this free resource is cool on your social media. If not, at least share it in our private group so other people know what they are missing out on, and hopefully they'll join. And I want to try and help as many people as I can in this. That's my goal. And it's so painful to help one person at a time. And this setting is so much better. I feel so much like I just feel fulfilled. Every Saturday I do this after this call. My day is just amazing. This is the highlight of my day on Saturday. So please spread the word. Please tell everybody that you know or at least share it in our Facebook group, what we are doing. I want to see more people showing up. I know Jada is the main people magnet. for, uh, everybody loves her more than me, and she's gonna, of course, she's going to be back to normal starting next week. She's here today, and they are moving from one property to another with sub to Drew. He may join as well, just so you know. So long story short, if the more engagement we have, the more value we can add to each other's lives and collaborate and do more cool things. Also, last but not the least, I think this is a kick-ass deal. So if you or someone you know is interested in investing, please contact Grady. I mean, this is going to do really well on the market, this property. So I think Grady, I mean, I've met him in person. He's a solid dude. I mean, very genuine person. He does his homework, I can tell. So he's not gonna waste your time or money. So it's very hard to find people like that. And I 100%, I mean, I vouch for that guy for sure. Good
Thank
luck.
you, Chai. I really appreciate that, brother. Means a lot to me.
So I'm gonna name this spreadsheet and we'll probably call it a day after this one, unless there are any other questions. I don't have anywhere to go today. So if you guys have questions, I'm all yours. I'm happy to keep going.
I just sent you another deal. We just tried to do the wrap. I don't know you
Okay,
familiar with
yeah,
it.
let's look at it, man.
Thank you.
Okay, and I want to ask you guys a question. Let me see, just a pop-up quiz. How do you get access to this spreadsheet? Or do you already have access to this spreadsheet and do you know how you got it?
Nope.
Okay. It's just a fun exercise. I want everyone to make a post in the Facebook group that we have, at least, if not on your social, and request a link to the folder. That folder is all of this. That includes all our previous underwriting, the deals that we underwrote, some tools, some of the cool tools we have, all our recordings from every week. It's got a lot of value in it, and everything that you've been attending. If you want to go back to anything, I will share the link to this folder. You can go inside of the underwriting sheets, look for Grady's deal, and go back to it, those numbers if you like. But please make a post, and I would like to share it there just to add more engagement. I'm sure I can share it here. It's all free. There is no, but that way we engage with each other more and talk to each other and do more stuff. So go ahead and make that post, and I'm happy to share this with you all. Okay, and I'll send you the spreadsheet, Katie.
Thank you.
All right. What you sent it in the chat, you said, Alex?
I sent it by email.
Oh, email. Okay, let me check. Humble. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. It's my area. Of course, Alex is here. Okay.
I mean, after the Squad Up Summit, I just met a lot of people from Texas. So probably just gonna start moving all my resources and everything that we have, on this Southwest.
What is that on this? Oh, wow. This looks like a nice house.
It's a huge house.
Yeah, 3343. So this is also in a great area, by the way. It's I think in Atascocita neighborhood.
Yes.
So this is in my neck of the woods, so I know how it. Yeah, this is a very nice area, by the way, this one. I won't say that about some parts, other parts of Humble, but this is a very nice area. So let's see if I'm right. Okay, the schools are pretty nice. How much is it worth? About 375. Okay. What is your entry fee on this one?
It's 44,000.
Okay. So one of the challenges with this is going to be, it is on the higher end of the affordability spectrum. Okay.
Mhm.
And what is affordability spectrum? I just made that up and I've been using that word since last 3 years. Everybody's caught up to it, but it is real. Okay. There is only limited buyers in this. So Hispanic community is the one who is going to buy your house. Of course, you know that being Hispanic yourself, right? So the majority of the people that are buying owner finance properties, they happen to be a blue collar people. Okay. So they don't make the kind of money that you or I make on an average. Okay. So the affordability basically caps out in Houston. Like I mean, when I say cap out, I mean, I have sold houses that are 650,000. Okay. But that doesn't mean they can afford it. And I know that guy can't afford it. He had to move out and rent that house in order to make my payment because that guy put $100,000 down on that property. So he's not gonna default on it, but he's struggling to make the ends meet. So what that means is, I mean, you're not too far off, but you're slightly higher. I mean, I would say in Houston area today, affordability pretty much caps at around 300 to 350. You're slightly above that, not a whole lot, which is a good thing. So also with another good thing you have is your payment is 3.875. Okay, so your PITI is 2628. Even if you sell this house at a lot lower interest rate to stay under the affordability zone. And how many of you, I mean, who is not following what I'm saying? Do you all know what wrap around mortgages are? Grady, Joanna, you guys are okay? Okay, cool. Yeah, if there is anything you're not following, feel free to chime in and ask. So the interest rate is very good. Okay, is this a conventional or FHA loan?
It's a conventional.
Yeah, Calvin, I'll go over the basics again. But yeah, you said conventional?
Yeah.
Okay. So it not only is this a low interest rate, it's also conventional loan. What that means is conventional loans, I mean, does it have a PMI on the mortgage statement? Do you have one mortgage statement?
EMI, no.
Okay. So what Alex is saying is he has a property that he's trying to purchase subject to. And when you buy a property subject to, you are now making payments towards someone else's loan. That means you have very low control over what you can do with those loans. You can't just, I mean, you can only refinance it, but you won't because your interest rate is low.
Yeah.
And that's why you're buying that house. So you won't refinance that loan, but you can't change the terms of the loan. So a lot of times the loans that we see, people have put down a lot less than 20% down payment. Okay. When you put down less than 20% down payment on any loan, there is a mortgage insurance that you have to pay for every month. Okay, in this case, the fact that there is no mortgage insurance, that means the seller has more than 20% equity and still choosing to do that, which is a very rare deal. And I understand why, because market is very soft. The deals are not selling. So I see why they are going this route. So with that being said, there is no mortgage insurance to pay. That means this interest rate is actually what he is going to realize on paper. If there was mortgage interest rate, your effective interest rate goes up because you are making one payment towards your mortgage with certain interest rate, but you are adding another payment on top that you are not going to get back from your buyer, because when you sell this house to a buyer, you can't have them pay for mortgage insurance separately. They get confused and they won't buy the property. So when you sell these properties to a wraparound mortgage buyer, oftentimes these buyers are very unsophisticated because some are probably not even documented in America. They are working cash jobs and they are already super scared, and especially with the way the government is cracking down on immigrants, it's harder for a lot of people. So if you told them complicated things where they feel anything predatory in your language, they're gonna run. Okay. So you have to make things super simple for wraparound mortgage buyers. So you're gonna tell them one interest rate and just collect that, instead of telling them, oh, I have interest rate, but then I also have mortgage insurance. So what is my total payment? That's what they're gonna ask you. And their total payment, I try not to exceed 3,000. That doesn't mean there is no people. I mean, there are no buyers who will pay more than that. But even at 3,000, you have a little cash flow to make. So worst case scenario, you will make less cash flow on this deal, but you may be able to still find a buyer. Okay. So things were getting better until last week, but the way the market is just dropping like crazy, uh, I don't know how long that situation is going to stay like that. So we were able to sell a lot of our properties on a wraparound mortgage recently, and things picked up in the month of February and March, but you have to just be a little bit careful in this turbulent market. So while you are not are you under contract?
Yes.
Oh, you are. Okay. What about, like, do you have a PML or you're paying out of pocket? What is your situation?
So we just need to come up with a 44K, for the entry fee.
Okay.
And I mean, someone for the sub two community, they just like reaching us out and they're like, oh, so we
Yeah.
have a buyer for the property that you already have in contract. So, and they willing to do the wraparound. So, I mean, let's say if we just keep this house at 3.875, so the ideal number would be between 6.2 or 6.5%, I will say.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could do that, but be very mindful of all the situations, like the due on sale. If due on sale gets called and you have to refinance this property, if you are under what you can refinance for, like if your interest rate is higher than what you sold the buyer at, you are going to be in trouble. So make sure you don't create that situation. Like if
Could you
you
repeat that again?
wrap this property at 6% interest rate and later a due on sale clause gets called, and you have to refinance, you will be refinancing at 7%. So you will be upside down. All right. So be very careful with that kind of situation.
Okay.
Is there an
So
HOA?
I'm pretty sure there is in this area. Do you know what HOA is? Because but again, that's for the buyer to worry about, because we are doing wraparound mortgage. The buyer is going to pay the HOA directly, and not Alex isn't going to do that. So which is a good thing. But yeah, be careful with when you sell properties at an interest rate that is lower than current market interest rate. It can be really painful.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I mean, overall, not a bad deal. Good interest rate, good everything.
You said it's a good area there.
Yeah, area is 100% very good area. So another thing to think about, okay, very important. Run the comps in that area for this property and see if you see any comps that are above what you're buying. Like you may be buying this for 375 because seller is not able to get this on the market. Okay. But if the market is going at 350, you are gonna end up selling this property to an end buyer for 350, which will be another upside down situation. Right? You will pay 375 to buy.
Actually, this purchase price is 367. So that's the price that we just looked out.
Okay. So what you need to do, let's just do it for you. Okay. Thirty-three 43 big lot 1990. Does it have a pool too?
Yes, in the back.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, so with the pool, it's so very important part we missed. So with the pool, it's more attractive. I guarantee you that for sure. Okay, lot is good size. There is a pool already there, so pretty good situation there. Also with the pool, there is a chance to do Airbnb or midterm rent. So
that was our first strategy.
okay, so look into that and talk to Hien. Hien is a great resource for midterm rental.
Okay.
Do you know Hien? Hien.
Nikki?
No, Hien Wen or Hien. What's his last name? Yeah, Hien Wen. He's from Houston too. So
Okay.
he's the midterm rental expert pretty much. So we are gonna bring him on so that he can break it down for us. So 1990 build 3343. 3,000 to 3,500. These are all active, sold. Okay, so the houses that have sold are also, oh wow, okay. Okay, some are on the water. Okay. Okay, so you have a pool, which is a good thing. I think based on those pictures though, I mean, that pool doesn't look blue. That means there's got to be some deferred maintenance.
Probably.
Okay. So that's why they are selling it. So I think there is a value there. So let's just see what this house looks like. Okay, this one also has a pool. So pretty much the same. So which is good, which is a good thing because it sold similar square footage, 3,000. You're actually higher for higher price. So that's a big deal.
So we sell it for how much?
It sold for 435.
435.
Mhm.
Okay.
So there may be that additional. So your 3 exit strategies are: one is wraparound mortgage, midterm rental, and potentially even flip it on the market and break even.
Okay.
So not a bad deal overall. But yeah, as long as you can get maybe 7 to 8% interest rate, you should sell it on a wraparound. That'll be worth it.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome. Good luck and
Awesome.
talk to Ian. I'm pretty sure you can make some good money on midterm rentals if you talk to him.
That's a great website. Heart.com.
No, so this is I'm a licensed realtor as well, so I have
Oh,
realtor access. So that's why I can do this.
beautiful.
But you can do
Beautiful.
it on Zillow, anywhere else.
Awesome. Thank you,
Awesome,
Chai.
guys. Thank you so much for bringing those 2 deals. The Underwriting Power Hour doesn't run itself. We need deals, so keep them on, keep them coming. Thank you so much again, and I will see you next week. Thank you all. You've been awesome today, and do not forget to do 2 things for me. Follow us on Instagram and make a post. Make a post in. All right. See you guys next week.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Take care.